Morning, graduates, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic start to the day. My name is Kenny McInnes, Principal of Forth Valley College, and I am delighted to welcome you here to our first of 3 graduation events being held here at our Falkirk campus today. Before I start, I would like to do some housekeeping updates. So you will be delighted to know that we haven't planned a fire alarm for this morning, which makes sense, I would imagine. But if it does happen, it is the real thing, and there are fire exits around the periphery of the hall. So please make your exit in an ordinary fashion and make your way to the muster points where you will be guided by our staff. And can I also ask that you ensure that mobile phones are switched to silent during the ceremony? So thank you. This campus was a finalist in both the 2022 Stirling Prize and the 2022 Doolan Prize, esteemed national architectural awards for the best building of the year. And I'm sure you will agree is a fine example of modern architecture and a fitting venue for our graduation ceremonies today. Our graduation ceremonies have always been the highlight of our academic year, and I look forward to them each session. They are a fantastic opportunity to celebrate the hard work and success of our students, and I hope you will all treasure the memory of this ceremony for years to come. Personally, I am delighted to see you all receive your scrolls today, and I am fully aware of the hard work and the dedication you have shown throughout your time here. I myself started as an engineering apprentice at Falkirk College of Technology, no more than 100 yards up the road in 1985, and it actually really scares me that will be 40 years. It's too much laughing at the front here. My experience of college was transformational, and I recognise its ability to open opportunities to many different paths and a range of highly successful careers. I would not be standing here today as a principal of this amazing college without that experience and the opportunities that are open for me. I hold so much value to the time I spent at college and the support I received as I started my career journey. Therefore, I fully appreciate what it has taken for you to be here today, and you should be immensely proud. Before I start, I would like to move on to some formal introductions. On my left of the top table, our guest of honour and keynote speaker is Dr. Eve Poole, OBE. Eve, on behalf of everyone at the college, I am delighted that you have agreed to take such a lead role for us this morning in proceedings by delivering our Outstanding Achievement Awards and also delivering our keynote speech later. Thank you. Next to Eve is Dr. Abhishek Agarwal, the chair of Forth Valley College's Board of Management, who will bring our ceremony to a close later by delivering our vote of thanks. On my far left is Dr. Vary Hay, the Director of Curriculum for STEM and Construction. Vary probably has the most important job this morning of calling out the names of our graduates this morning. Then behind me are some of my colleagues from the college, members of the Board of Management, representatives from our management team and teaching and corporate services departments. And within the audience, we are also delighted to welcome some key partners to the college, college fellows, and also the sponsors of our Outstanding Achievement Awards today and honoured guests. Thank you. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognise those who will receive honorary fellowships at our later ceremonies today. Our Fellowship Award recognises the outstanding service by an individual to Forth Valley College, its learners, and the local community. And this year, we're delighted to bestow this honour on 3 former colleagues, Professor Ken Thompson, OBE, Jackie MacArthur, and Ken Richardson. I would also like to thank all the college staff for their work and dedication to our students, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for the significant contribution you make to this college's ongoing success. So thank you from me. However, the stars of today's ceremonies are you, our graduates. Today we are proud and delighted to celebrate your hard work and your success. Although I've attended these occasions for many years in my various roles at the college, each year I take the time to reflect on the importance of our graduation ceremonies. And these events give us an annual opportunity to publicly recognise your success. It should never be underestimated just what it means for our students to get here and the true sense of achievement that this should bring. And what an achievement it is. This year, we are delighted to have around 850 students graduating in a wide variety of different qualifications, including higher national qualifications, degree, and professional qualifications. Today is all about celebrating these achievements, and you, the students, should all feel extremely proud about reaching such a major milestone in your learning journey. Despite some challenges we have faced over the last few years, there are also several reasons for optimism, and these also serve as important reasons why you should be very proud to graduate from Forth Valley College, consistently one of Scotland's leading colleges. Our most recent Scottish College Sector Performance Report backs this up with excellent success rates. Out of the 24 colleges in Scotland, we are placed top 5 for full-time and part-time further and higher education courses. We are also top in Scotland for achievement for 18 to 24-year-olds, which is the college's largest student demographic. And in fact, we are well above all sector average in virtually all reports categories. We've also been recognised as Engineering and Construction Industry Training Board's UK Training Provider of the Year for 2023. And the college also leads the sector in being the biggest trainer of modern apprentices in Scotland, and our popular school-college partnership programmes with our local high schools are much admired across the country. Not only that, but our figures show that approximately 96% of our students successfully progress onto employment or university upon completion of their course at Forth Valley College. And I'm sure you'll agree these are very impressive statistics. And to ensure we continue to deliver relevant opportunities, the college is a key partner in the city-region deals across Clackmannanshire, Stirling and Falkirk, which is a combined investment of over £300 million, which will bring significant training and employment opportunities to the communities of Forth Valley. These are only a few examples of the great work happening across the college. However, I'm immensely proud of all the college's achievements, too many to list today. All our graduates here today have shown determination, resilience, and a real commitment to your studies. That's why you, our students, are at the core of what we do, and it is the success of everyone here today that makes us a successful college, where we make learning work together. For us at the college, it always has been, and it always will be, a team effort. We all have a role to play in ensuring each student leaves Forth Valley with the skills ready for the world of work. Of course, we must never forget the help of friends and family who have encouraged and supported you all on your college journey and who are here today to see you graduate. But having thanked everybody with a role in your learning, at the end of the day, it is you who have been ultimately responsible for your own success. And it is this success that we celebrate here today. So if I can be indulgent for a wee second, because I'm going to be indulgent, I would like to take this opportunity to offer some advice from my own experiences. Take every opportunity you can to expand your learning and your skills throughout your life, and grasp every opportunity that comes your way. So important. Always treat others with respect, the way you yourself would want to be treated, and never, ever burn your bridges. Most importantly, as you move on in your careers, always make sure you give back, supporting the learning of the next generation coming through after you. Think about how you were supported to grow and develop. This will ensure that our society moves forward, grows and flourishes, which will ultimately benefit us all. I am confident that Forth Valley College will go from strength to strength in 2025, playing an important role in the community for many years to come. I'm also confident that you all have exciting futures ahead, and that Forth Valley College has helped you achieve the qualifications, skills and experience you need for your next steps. So please remember, learning never stops. As you set off in the next stage of your journey, keep going with your energy and enthusiasm for learning. Take every chance to gain new skills and new training. I can guarantee you will reap the benefits. And so, in closing, I would like to congratulate each and every one of you. Enjoy your day, and most of all, enjoy the company of your friends and your family here to celebrate with you. Thank you very much indeed. So, why are we here? The graduation. So, we now move on to the main event this morning, and that's the graduating of our students. And I'd now like to ask Dr. Vary Hay, Director of Curriculum for the Department of STEM and Construction to come forward to support me in graduating our students.
This morning, we are delighted to graduate students from the Department of STEM and Construction, and also our HNC Childhood Practice students from the Department of Care, Sport, Business and Communities. HNC Applied Science, Carolina Bednarek. Emma Dawson. Angus Fradley. Danielle Hagan. Jamie Lochry. Annie Reynolds. HNC Civil Engineering, Brian Penman. Jamie Stockel. Our HNC Construction Management, Vicky Brown. Kim Grieve. Barbie Turnbull. HNC Electrical Engineering, Toby Devonport. Kai Ellis. Isaac Eves. Lewis Hodson. HNC Fabrication, Welding and Inspection, Erin Francis Gurley. Jade Hughes. HNC Measurement and Control Engineering, Kerry Vanzel. HNC Mechanical Engineering, Stephen Hutchison. Mark Maguire. Joshua McGurk. Ben Meredith. HND Applied Biological Sciences, Megan Chalmers. HND Computer Aided Architectural Design and Technology, Scott Adams. Ian Fullerton. Murray Hill. HND in Electrical Engineering, Greg Cuthell. Michael Rankin. HND in Mechanical Engineering, Sophie Morrison. Department of Care, Sport, Business and Communities, HNC and Childhood Practice, Lee Aitchison. Bailey Campbell. Levi Close. Hannah Crossan. Brooke Davidson. Savannah Dixon. Kaylee Duncan. Danielle Dunsmore. Katie Fielding. Emma Gillanders. Nicole Gray. Mary Hanna. Chelsea Henderson. Kelso Hewson. Aisha Ikram. Lisa Kane. Eve Lind. Nicola McLavy. Rebecca McGregor. Morgan McEnroy. Linda McLaughlin. Jade McClellan. Cheryl Munday. Emma Payton. Thank you. Thank you. Nicola Rowland. Thank you. Nicole Sinclair. Gemma Snedden. Carrie Spence. Siobhan Sutherland. Eva Tennant. Stephanie Tennant. Thank you. Mary Vance. Marianne Wright. Department of Creative Industries, Digital and Leisure Industries and HNC and Computing, Sean Barr. HND and Photography, Charlene Hunter. Kenny, thank you for presenting the certificates. If you would now like to take your seat. We will now proceed to presenting our Outstanding Achievement Student Awards. These awards are presented to individuals who have been nominated by their departments as showing the most promising in their fields or been recognised as the most inspirational in their class. I would like to ask our guest of honour and keynote speaker, Dr. Eve Poole, to present the students' awards this morning. But before I do, I would like to tell you a little bit more about Eve. Dr. Eve Poole, OBE, was educated in high schools in Scotland and the United States, and she has a BA in Theology from Durham, an MBA from Edinburgh, and a PhD in Theology and Capitalism from Cambridge. She is a popular speaker and broadcaster and the author of several books, including Robot Souls, Capitalism's Toxic Assumptions, and Buying God, and described by Joanna Lumley as inspirational, practical, and fascinating. For 15 years, Eve taught leadership at Ashridge Business School, pioneering a new approach to the accelerated development of leaders, using groundbreaking neurobiological research into how leaders really learn. Since then, she has pursued a portfolio career while writing books. Currently, she chairs the Woodard Corporation. In 2022, 23-24, she was the interim CEO of the Carnegie Trust for the Universities of Scotland and the interim CEO of the Royal Society of Edinburgh in 2022. Eve was Third Church Estates Commissioner from 2018 to 2021 and the first female Chair of the Board of Governors of Gordonstoun School from 2015 to 2021. Her career involved work in the financial services sector. Eve was awarded an OBE on the 2023 New Year's Honours List for services to education and gender equality and became Canon Prebentary of the New Thorpe at York Minster in January 2024. Eve, if I can please now come forward to make the presentations. The first award being presented this morning is the most inspirational student in the Department of STEM and Construction, which is kindly sponsored by the college. The winner of this award is...
Winning this award means a lot to me for all the hard work that I put in over the year. It's nice to get the recognition for that. It's a really nice surprise to win this award, and it's a real honour for me. And it's a really enjoyable course because I originally didn't know anything about architecture, and now when I walk about I see the world completely differently in the buildings and how they're built and why they're built that way.
Congratulations, Murray. Please come forward to collect your award. Our next award is for the most promising student in the Department of STEM and Construction, which is kindly sponsored by FES. The winner of this award is...
I was shocked but very honoured to have been nominated for this. The last 2 years have been a juggling act with a full-time job, 2 young kids and study in the evenings. But this is further validation that the hard work and effort were worth it, and that I've chosen the right course and career path for me.
Congratulations, Barbie. Please come forward to collect your award. Our next award is for the most inspirational student in the Department of Care, Sport, Business and Communities, which is kindly sponsored by Drummond Laurie Chartered Accountants. The winner of this award is...
Hello everyone, I'm incredibly happy and proud to receive this award, and I would like to thank everyone involved, especially all my lecturers, to helping me to succeed. It means a lot to me, and I'm truly honored.
Congratulations, Magdalena. Please come forward to collect your award. Our next award is for the most promising student in the Department of Care, Sport, Business and Communities, which is kindly sponsored by Drummond Laurie Solicitors. And the winner of this award is...
I was at work when I received the call to say that I had won this award. I was really surprised and really privileged to have won this award. I'm a mum of 3, so getting through my studies was difficult sometimes. I had to sacrifice some time at home to complete my studies, which was difficult. So that makes winning the award even better. I would like to thank my lecturers. They were amazing. They were really supportive through my studies, and also my placement, who have now offered me a full-time job, which I'm really excited about.
Congratulations, Nicole. Please come forward to collect your award. We have one final presentation to make, our Student of the Year Award. The Forth Valley College Student of the Year Award is kindly sponsored by Forth Valley Chamber of Commerce and presented to one of the award winners from across all our ceremonies. This award is presented to a student who has been judged to have gone above and beyond during their time at college and in the course of their studies. I would like to tell you a little bit about today's recipient of this award. Ladies and gentlemen, it is all the more remarkable to announce this young man as this year's winner, as the lecturers in his department initially did not think he would be able to finish the programme at all. And indeed, there were several occasions when he had convinced himself that he was never coming back to college. However, it is a mark of the character of this young man who was, while studying, also learning how to manage his ADHD, autism, dyslexia, and general mental health. His strength turned out to be the way he learned to organise his college work, so even when he lacked concentration, he always found his way back to where he needed to be. By his own admission, he tended to overthink things work-wise, but he was never shy about asking for guidance or help. His first year at HN level was a struggle, and it was a huge success. His final year at HN level was a triumph, and according to his lecturers and his skills in computer-aided design and understanding of construction, mid-90%. This was top of the class by a country mile. He has earned the utmost admiration from the Department of STEM and Construction and the entire college, and his lecturers say it has been a pleasure to witness his growth as an individual and as a student. It is with great pleasure and congratulations that I ask Murray Hill to come forward and collect his Student of the Year Award 2024. Well done, Murray. Thank you, Eve, for presenting these awards. If I can now ask...
Well, you can tell I'm a bit of an expert at graduation. So I first started graduating when I was 18. I'd been at school in Fife and I got a scholarship to go to school in America, as you heard. And there, you have to wear white if you're a girl and you have to carry a red rose. So I graduated there. I was a bit cheesed off, actually, because coming from Scotland, where we have an excellent education system, my grade point average was fabulous, but they did it on a 2-year average, so someone else got a valedictorian because she was going to Harvard. I've never quite got over that. So my next graduation was at Durham. In a shock move, I'd been out ice skating the day before, and I'd buggered my ankle, so that was a bit embarrassing. It was Sir Peter Ustinov, and he had this awful speech he used to give about counting up the number of sweaty palms when he was doing all the handshakes. I wouldn't do that. Anyway, so that was Durham, staggering about, trying not to fall over. And then I graduated again from Edinburgh with my MBA. That was also yellow, a bit like your gowns. Only I'd got a job at Deloitte at the time, and I was over in a golf resort in Miami on a training course about fundamental consulting skills, where I met my husband. So anyway, I wasn't available for the Edinburgh graduation, but at 10 o'clock in the morning, Miami time, all the lights went down, and a trolley came in full of drinks for the whole course to celebrate my graduation from my MBA in Edinburgh. So we all got plastered, which the Americans really loved. So that was my third graduation. So my most recent graduation was Cambridge, where I got my doctorate. So at Cambridge, you have to get dressed up. You've got a hat and all kinds of nonsense. And you have to parade through town, which, of course, the tourists completely adore. So I had a couple of other people beside me who were also getting PhDs, and we were marching along, and we were, oh, for fuck's sake. So we were having a chat about our fascinating topics. And the lady beside me had spent 3 years trying to figure out if pigeons have any sense of the future. The answer was no. So me doing theology and capitalism I thought was a complete triumph. Anyway, so clearly I need to just keep graduating until I get it right, but very impressed with your style today, I have to say, which is why I'm not wearing gowns, but which one would I wear? I'd be looking like a Christmas tree of Harry Potter if I had all those on. Anyway, I wanted to come and talk to you today because I'm quite worried. I'm quite worried because I know that they now have these robots that can even do the dishes. Have you seen these things? They can even take glasses off the draining board and they can wash them and they can dry them up without breaking them. My husband can't even do that, so I'm pretty impressed a robot can. So I'm a wee bit worried about whether this has been entirely in vain because your jobs of the future. Because you know how everyone is a mad panic? You heard this week that Geoffrey Hinton has got the Nobel Prize for his work on artificial neural networks and AI. And he's one of the people who's been shouting out that we need to have a bit of an official panic and start thinking about regulation because he's very worried about AI going rogue. So not only will they be doing the dishes, but they'll be going rogue around the house, maybe doing the cleaning. I don't know, that'd be quite exciting. But they could take over the world, obviously. We've seen movies about that, and it's never very pretty, is it? So what are we going to do about that? Well, I have an idea about that, which I'm hoping will save your bacon and our collective bacon and mean that your jobs are safe, which is that if you look at what they're doing in kind of trying to program this AI and these robots, is they're trying to put into them only the things that we think are frightfully grown up, like being very rational and logical, like crossword, or visiony, emotional, intuition-y, weird stuff, because that, you'd sack a robot for all that shit, wouldn't you? You want them just to be very, very clear and crack on. But when you start thinking about this question about is AI going to go rogue, you start thinking, well, the problem is if you are now programming robots to be able to overwrite their own programming to meet their future objectives, so say you send a Mars rover out there and a meteor crashes into it and it needs to repair itself from scratch. You can't send you lot up there to fix it, can you? Because it's a bit far away. So you're going to have to program it to be able to fix itself and reprogram itself from scratch to be able to keep being the Mars rover and not just fall over. So what you're doing there is you're actually prototyping a kind of AI-driven robot that has free will. It can make its own decisions. Now, how on earth do you regulate that kind of thing? And I think that's what Geoffrey Hinton's worried about, because he's saying, well, if we're starting to give these things their own mind and say, knock yourself out, do what you like, as long as you can keep cracking on, then how do we respond to that to avoid this kind of spectre of, robot takeover and us all ending up dead and all that kind of gloomy stuff? Well, I think that the best way to find the answer to that problem is to look at all you lot and think, well, isn't it funny that we're all still here on this very day? Because we're quite a successful species on that level. Now, I absolutely take the point that there are a lot of wars going on, we make a lot of mistakes, we're pretty horrid. But on average, in general, humanity as a species has survived to be able to graduate today. So what is it that has allowed us to do that? Because we've got free will, we can override our own programming and do whatever we like. We can make terrible decisions if we want to. A lot of us do. So why is it that we have not wholly gone rogue as a species such that we would have ended and gone extinct already? And when you start being interested about that, you start noticing some quite spooky things about how humans are designed in order not to go completely rogue and bananas and off the tracks. Happens, you haven't done that before. So you say, right, we'll do free will, and then some swot puts their hand up and says, well, do you think that's wise? Because unless you're going to put a massive training data set in there, give them omniscience, they're going to make errors, aren't they? And the first one off the blocks could just make such a catastrophic error, that's the end of the species. So you think, good point, what are we going to do about that? You also notice that in your design, as many of you know, it takes 9 months to gestate, doesn't it, one of these things, human things? And when you have them, they kind of scream and need fed and all of that stuff. So what is going to stop you just sort of thinking, going off down the pub and leaving that to someone else? So what you do in your design is you think, well, we probably need to factor in emotions here, don't we? Because if we give them this functionality where they actually care and they might feel loyalty, they might love things, they might, any of those things, be afraid about what might happen if things go wrong, you start growing all these connections between people. So you start looking at those apps about, oh, this week they're getting their eyelashes, and what shall I call it then? And what will we do about the nursery? And you start worrying about, what was it like for your mum then, because you're feeling a bit weird. And you start being interested in the person that you've had the baby with, maybe, sometimes, not always, of course. You might be interested in all kinds of other stuff, and so we're vulnerable in communities. And unless you have enough people to even that out over time, then you don't stay safe as a gang. So emotions are a really important bit of glue to keep your species going. The other thing you need to factor in is that when they're rolling around on the floor being completely useless, they haven't got their HNDs and all that stuff yet, have they? So what are you going to do about needing to make decisions in a kind of data-poor environment when there isn't really a rule book because they can't read yet? So what you do is you put in this bit of functionality that we would call intuition, or sixth sense, or spidey sense, or feeling it in your bones, or your guts, or however you want to describe it. Because we need to keep our species safe by allowing it to make a very, very quick decision in any situation that might be dangerous. So sometimes when you have a funny feeling in your tummy about somebody, you don't quite trust them, the collective unconscious, whatever you want to call it, is essentially helping us to be able to make decisions to keep safe. So emotions and intuition are a really important way to keep the species going when you've given it free will, and that could go so badly wrong. The next thing you want to do, though, is deal with this problem of free will, which is they might be prone to error, let's face it. So what you do is you put in this gigantic pause button that we would call uncertainty. Now, some people love uncertainty because it's quite sexy. You can kind of hang out and think about possibilities and eventualities and ups and downsides, and, it's quite full of possibility. Some people really hate uncertainty because they just want to do a list, tick it off, get cracking, get on to the next thing. And actually, it doesn't matter which of those you are. The point is uncertainty makes you stop and have a think. And you might even ask for and options, and that de-risks your decisions, doesn't it, by making you pause. But then, of course, you will make mistakes. So in our design, mistakes are not generally terminal. What mistakes do is they act as a ratchet to drive up our learning. And a lot of you will have found that. As you have a go, it's trial and error, isn't it? You cock it up, so you have another go, and it gets better, and you learn from that. AI knows this because they use that in reinforcement learning to teach things how to walk and all those kinds of stuff. But in humans, there's another overlay there, which is we don't just learn from trial and error. We learn morally as well. Because if you think of all that emotions and intuition stuff, the thing is, when we get something really badly wrong, we feel dreadful, don't we? Because people are looking at you funny, and they're being a bit kind of sniffy with you. They might hate you, they might shout, they might cry, all kinds of stuff. And you start feeling a bit forsaken and a bit embarrassed and maybe ashamed and a bit regretful. And all that stuff makes you think, oh, I don't want to feel like that again. So the next time you try and make a better decision, don't you? And over time, you develop your own set of, your moral compass, your conscience, which helps again. Stuff, we've got emotions, we've got intuition, mistake making, and we've got uncertainty. But then how are you going to get out of bed on a dark day when you really can't be asked? Meaning out of completely random things. So I don't know last time you were in New York, but I was in New York in the summer. I got into an elevator in Manhattan. Do you know what's funny about the elevators in Manhattan? There is no floor 13. What's that about? But we've got all spooky booky about the number 13, haven't we? And go, oh, the plough. You were probably watching the aurora last night as well. Oh, the aurora. That means the Norse think that's everybody going to heaven, by the way. Anyway, there's loads of stuff we just randomly decide about things. But the thing about meaning is it drives purpose, doesn't it? We think, well, I want to graduate. I want to crack on. I want to be successful. I want to be proud of myself. I want my kids to be proud of me. And all that makes us want to keep going, and that is crucial. So how do you turn that fantastic recipe into something that will keep the whole species going? And what we do there is we do something extraordinary, which is we have a superpower of storytelling. The second you're away, stories just keep going, don't they, ever? There are only 7 different plots available. And everyone's got a Cinderella story, everyone's got a flood story. It's all pretty similar. What happens to good guys, what happens to bad guys, where are we from, where are we going, what's it all about? So if you think about what stories do, they're an incredibly sticky way for our ancestors to sneak advice in without us noticing. Because, oh, it's just a story. Actually, it's like, don't behave badly. Don't bite your nails. Don't. There's all this kind of stuff, which is basically our ancestors trying to help us stay on track. We even do that about the future, by the way. If you think about what sci-fi is doing, it's telling us those stories about what might happen if we get this all wrong. So it's not just about the past, it's about both of those things. But if you think about all those things on their own, That's all the junk code, isn't it? We wouldn't put that into computers. It's a little bit flaky and rubbish, isn't it? It's a bit emotional, human. But if you look at all that together, you think, well, that junk code is the point. That's actually why we're all still here. It's probably why you are successful and why you've graduated today, because you've stuck at it, you've tried again, you've made meaning, you've been emotional about your commitment and the people around you and your lecturers and all that kind of stuff. When you've been uncertain, you've asked. You know, all of those things. Your junk code is what makes you so special and so very, very human. And no robot will ever take that away from you. So when you leave from here, I want you not to be daunted about what lies ahead, because there'll be bad days and there'll be good days. There'll be lots of things that you haven't even imagined you might have to face yet. And your habits of study here, your achievements here will really help you. But there'll always be times when you just are not feeling up to it. So I have here an apprentice piece. And this is a very particular apprentice piece. It's made from serpentine, which is a sort of soft sea marble. In the UK, you only get in the Lizard Peninsula down in Cornwall. So in the olden days, if you wanted to work this stone, you had to go and be an apprentice down there. You went when you were about 7. It was kind of like boarding school, but probably better food, actually. So your parents sent you off to live in Cornwall with some dodgy stonemason. And generally the first few years you'd be doing the shopping, looking after the kids, all that nonsense. And eventually they'd let you near some actual tools, maybe some actual serpentine, and eventually you might meet some customers. And of course the idea was at the end of your 7 years apprenticeship, this is when you're only 14 by the way, you would be asked to make an apprentice piece so that you could go to the local guild and say, this is my stuff, I'm good enough now, and they would let you in. And in those days, you didn't get any rights as a citizen if you weren't in the guild, so it was quite important. But you're only 14, you might be crap. They're not going to waste a huge amount of stuff on you, are they? So apprentice pieces, you'll maybe know, if you're a collector of doll's house furniture, are traditionally very small. They're miniaturized versions of the big things that you need to do. So what they did in the Cadgwith Peninsula, which is where everybody was working on this stone, is they sent them to the local church. And in Cadgwith, there is a mighty, massive, great font where they dunk all the babies. Massive thing. And what they did was they had them copy it in miniature to show that they could do that level of detail and they could do it really beautifully and that they were job ready for the big stuff. And I think this is a great metaphor for what's coming for you next, which is you don't need to build a massive thing tomorrow. You don't need to suddenly be master craftsman A, B, or C. You don't need to be the finished version. But everything you do, the small things, if you dignify them with your full attention and the full weight of your brilliance and skill, then you start building up a portfolio, don't you? You start building up a set of achievements where you look back and you think, gosh, I've done all that already. And everyone else looks back and thinks, gosh, they've done that already. It cheers you up and it gives everyone else confidence in you. So don't be daunted, just take baby steps, do things one at a time, think small and make it perfect. Now, has anyone watched The Princess Diaries? Well, hey, no one's putting their hands up. They're going, oh, no, I don't watch silly Disney nonsense. Right, there's a moment in The Princess Diaries. Get ready for it. You'll remember she's, 14, 16? She's living in San Francisco, isn't she, having a moment, which is, does she want to be a princess? First world problem, I'd suggest. Does she want to be a princess? I mean, her granny is Julie Andrews. What's not to like about that? But anyway, she's having a moment, isn't she? It's raining in San Francisco. That never happens. But anyway, so cruelly struck down by a passing car. And he's writing a letter of instruction for, future princess person. And he says this brilliant thing, Disney wisdom coming right up. The thing you need to learn is that in life, some things are more important than fear. Some things are more important than fear. So when you leave here and you go out there and you're absolutely panning yourself, you have to get your metaphorical tiara out of your knickers and stick it on. And you have to think, some things are more important than fear. So good luck to you all and congratulations.
What a fascinating talk. Thank you. Graduates and guests, my name is Abhi. I was appointed as chair of the Board of Management of the college in June this year. So many of you might not have met me or seen me
but I'm absolutely thrilled and find myself very fortunate to be joining you all this morning. It is fantastic to see you all celebrate your hard work and success, and to see firsthand the positive impact that Forth Valley College has had on your lives. At Forth Valley, we make learning work, whether that be for our students. Please, as I give this gift of appreciation. And of course, we would also like to take this opportunity to thank those who have sponsored this year's Outstanding Achievement Awards, including Forth Valley Chamber of Commerce, Rotary Club of Falkirk, FES, Drummond Laurie Chartered Accountants, Central FM, and Brian Vass Media. And to all our partners we work with over the year, thank you for your continued support. I would also like to thank Aloha Bomar Pipe Band, which lends such a distinctive feel to our event. They will pipe us out in just a few minutes. Graduates, you may also want to take this time this morning to thank your family members and friends, staff that have supported you, touched your lives during time in the college. Would you all join me to give a round of applause to everyone who has supported you in your journey? Now, I want to talk a little bit about something very particular. I want to talk to you about the term imposter. I think it might remind you of the online game Among Us. Have you come across the phrase imposter syndrome? It has a negative connotation attached to it. In simple terms, it is a feeling when someone doubts their abilities. I would like to think differently. Think of imposter syndrome as a sign that you're stepping like imposters at some point. It is a badge of honor, indicating growth. The key is to recognize it, talk about it, and understand it as a part of the journey to success. And as the principal said earlier, never stop learning. So the blend of the two, getting out of your comfort zone and taking every opportunity to learn, will take you on an extraordinary journey. One more thing I would like to say is that today is not the end of your relationship with the college. It is the beginning of a partnership where we will always be prepared to help and support you in your career journey as and when you need it, and hope that you will be back to support the college by sharing your experiences and helping us support our next generation of learners. Now, a small housekeeping request. Can I ask all graduates and their guests to wait until the stage party have left the room before vacating the hall, and to vacate via the door to your left. Graduates, please also return your gown upstairs or in the hampers at the exit prior to leaving the campus today. Thank you for your help with this. Thanks also to all our guests who have joined us this morning. I hope you have enjoyed the ceremony, and that myself and the college, we wish you every success for the future. Good luck.